Okay, so first of all, I want to kind of just talk about my credibility when it comes to saving money. I've read a ton of books. I've done my own fair share of investing. I'm pretty intentional about saving money, and whether you think that I am in a position to help you save money or not, take this with a grain of salt. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. I'm gonna tell you guys what I've learned over time on how to save money and be more financially responsible. And depending on how old you are, you know, and what your goals are and your priorities in life, some of what I'm telling you, you might not resonate with, but I'm not gonna go into too much specifics on how to get rich. This is more about saving money, about being financially responsible, and setting yourself up for a bright future and financial freedom. So the most important thing when it comes to saving money is that you make more money than you spend. I know it sounds very simple, but you have to make sure that you are bringing in more money than you're spending. And a lot of people stress about how much money they're making when instead you should really be stressing out about how much money you're spending. Because if you make $1 million, but you spend $950,000 a year, you're really only bringing in $50,000. So the most important thing is writing down how much money you spend every month. And it's very important to focus on your fixed monthly expenses. Here is a sheet of my fixed monthly expenses. And as you can see, I have every single bill that I pay every single month. My Tesla, food, health insurance, car insurance, Amazon Prime, gym, utilities, electric, my training peaks for training, Audible, phone bill, HOA and taxes, yoga, even my Apple Care bill, even my Wells Fargo savings fee. I like to have every single dollar, every single penny accounted for. And that way I know how much my bills are every single month. So here, you know, it shows if I spend $500 a month on food and I don't do any yoga, my total fixed monthly expenses are around $3,200 a month. So I need to make sure that I make more than $3,200 a month. If I'm making less than $3,200 a month, then for that month I will be in the red. And if I'm in the red, then my net worth is going down instead of going up. So that's the first thing that I really, really want to stress is just really keep track of how much money you're spending. And the first step to keeping track on how much money you're spending is making a spreadsheet of all your fixed monthly expenses. Secondly, after writing down all your fixed monthly expenses and tracking your income, you want to make sure that you have at least 4 to 6 months of bills put away in the bank for emergency. For God forbid something bad happens, you have cash ready to go to either fix your car or help someone out that you love, or maybe something happens to you where, you know, you can't work for 3 months, and at least you have, you know, a nut, they call it, that you can use to pay your bills for the next few months. So if your bills are $3,200 a month, you got to make sure you have at least $12,000 in the bank. You know, and this is money you're never going to touch. This is money that's going to sit there, and it's for emergency purposes only. This is not to buy Bitcoin. This is not to buy any Louis Vuitton swag. This is not to, you know, use at Krispy Kreme or anything like that. It is strictly for emergency purposes. So that's number 2. So number 1 is writing down all your monthly expenses and making sure that you make more money than you spend. Number 2 is having at least 4 months of bills put away in the bank. All right, number three. So after you have all your fixed monthly expenses written down and you know how much money you're bringing in every month, and you know how much money that you're spending every month, and you have 4 to 6 months of bills put away, the next step is investing your money for retirement. And I know this sounds very cliche. I know this isn't the sexiest investment you could partake in, but it is very important that you're setting yourself up for the future. Eventually, when we turn 59 and a half years old, we get access to our IRA account, depending on if you have one or not. And you know, eventually we do want to retire. Eventually we want to have the option not to work anymore. You know, myself, I'm going to work forever just because I like being a life coach and I like being a realtor. And these are things that I can do even when I'm really old. So I don't ever see myself retiring, but I do have an IRA account. I actually have 2 IRA accounts, and I put a decent amount of money in my retirement accounts every single month. So if you can put at least 10 to 20% of your income in an IRA account or a 401k, and I can make another video going into more detail about how these work, IRA and 401k, and I really, really, really want to put this out there and tell you guys that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. One more time. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Okay, so you now have all of your fixed monthly expenses written down. You have 4 to 6 months of your bills put away for an emergency. You're putting 10 to 20% of your money in an IRA or your 401k. What's next? Well, if you're doing all of these things and you're making more money than you spend and you are putting 10 to 20% of your monthly income in your IRA account, and on top of that you have 4 to 6 months of bills put away, you're doing really good. This is the foundation for financial success. This is the most important thing when creating wealth and building your net worth. And if you're doing all these things, the rest of your money you can do whatever you want with. You can buy a ton of books, which is what I like to do. You can put your money in Bitcoin. You can use it to open up a McDonald's franchise. You can spend it all on Louis Vuitton, Supreme, and Air Force Ones if you want to. But as long as you're doing these 3 steps, the rest of your money you can spend on whatever you want. And I highly, highly encourage you to put as much money as you can into investments or your IRA. If you make less than $120,000 a year, you can only put up to, I think, $6,000 in your IRA. And again, not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but I wanted to make a video, come on here, show you guys, tell you guys, and inspire you guys to be more responsible with your money. Okay, I'm not asking you to change your lifestyle. I'm not asking you to eat ramen noodles, and I'm definitely not asking you to put all your money in GameStop stock on Robinhood. But what I am encouraging you to do is be a little more conscious about your own financial situation. So if you don't have these 3 things, if you don't have a spreadsheet that shows all your fixed monthly expenses, if you don't have 4 to 6 months of bills put away in the bank, and if you're not putting 10 to 20% of your income in an IRA account, you need to get your shit together. Get your shit together, start right now. If this video helped you out, if you want to see more videos, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and I'll bring you guys more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.